might have to go down the other end. Let's see how windy it is. We'll turn around in a sec. Where's my mic there? Yeah. Good morning, lovely people. As you can see, I am not in the location I said I would be. Said I'd be in Stevenage today, so I started my stream a bit earlier because, oh, if I can see with this beautiful sunshine, what if I face this way? I'm going to get the sunshine in me. Let me try and find somewhere. There we go. So I am streaming from Sandy railway station because my train is delayed. Kind of expected that to happen anyway. It's always late. What is wrong with your hat today? I washed it last night. I think it's lost its shape. So how is everybody? Well, there's probably only one person here. Death Metal, how are you this morning? Oh, there's a few of you. These chats will be going on quite regularly, and they are a place for you to say hello to the lovely Mr. Tangobaldy. And you can ask me any questions you want. I am doing wonderful. Last night, I thought, being as I didn't go to sleep till 4 a.m. the day before, where can I go and stand? Are you getting a lot of wind noise here? Let me put you on the floor. It'd be easier to chat. Excuse me a sec. There we go. I'm going to pop you on the floor like this. You're getting a lot of wind noise. What about now? Problem is, if I put you there, how's that? It should be a bit quieter now. There will be no smoking on my stream. I'm a bit worried now that the wind's going to blow the tripod over. Right, not as much. That's good. I can't really crouch down this long. Thing is, if I go where it's shady, people won't be very happy sitting there, because if you talk, people get really grumpy around there. Still got itchy head. So what was I saying? Yeah, I went to bed at 4:30, at 4:30 yesterday. What was that? No, the day before. And I was proper tired, so I went to bed early last night, around about 8 o'clock. And I got a phone call at 10:30 in the evening. And it was my son asking me for 15 pence towards a packet of biscuits. I mean, who rings their dad up while they're in bed asleep to ask for 15p? Well, you know what? I'm a lovely dad. I gave him that 15p. And I got out of bed and I hung up all this washing that he'd left. It's funny. He does all this washing and he leaves it on the floor in the kitchen. Hang on, that's probably not right. Hang on. I can't crouch like that. That's too uncomfortable. So yeah, he does all this washing. I'm just going to go down here. I don't care if people are listening to me. I'm going to go into the ticket office. 15p. You could probably buy 2 slices of that disgusting bread. You know, like the stuff that, I don't know, in your, I don't know what country, are you in Poland, Death Metal? Because in this country, we tend to think that eating food with chemicals is good for us. So there's a lot of bread that's made and it's got no goodness in it. It's just got added vitamins and minerals, which is pretty rubbish, really. Yeah, morning, mate. How are you? I'm doing good, thanks. Hey, are you in AU? Where on earth is the AU? Is that Australia? That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, it's nice in here, actually. I can put you on a tripod in here. There's no wind at all. Excuse the wobble again. Oh, tripod stuff. I don't really want... Oh, that is so difficult to put down. There we go. I was hoping in time that would loosen off. So yeah, look, you got me perfect now. As long as I don't walk off because I've got the headphone in. How's that? You couldn't want for a better image, could you? Just got to keep an eye out for when people come to the train. Well, I've forgotten what I was saying now. Oh yeah, 15p is about, well, our money is 100 pennies to one Great British pound. I need to look there. Yeah, 15p isn't very much. So I now have, it's saying 9:38 is the next train. It's expected at 9:38, which isn't a major problem because when I get to Stevenage, it just means I have 10 minutes less to wait at Stevenage for my next train, so I don't mind it being delayed at this end too much. Let's see if I've missed any chats. Australia. Lovely. I've got a friend in Australia. I suppose as best as friends can be, because that's quite a long way away, isn't it? Let's put that way. His name is Trevor Dawson. Me Trev, that's what he used to have a channel. But yeah, if you search him up, Trevor Dawson, and he does daily video vlogs. And I wouldn't say his channel's full of excitement, but he does things like Milkshake Trev, which is quite interesting. He loves his milkshakes. His original channel got took down because he was doing reviews on DVDs, and he got copyright striked because he was just showing what was on his TV. He got a like. I do not. Don't know why I'm whispering. I don't have any balloons today, so don't hold that against me. I forgot. Because my salad leaked in my bag yesterday, and it's by the end of the day it smelled like vomit. It was disgusting. This bag here. It's I use this for my camera equipment because it's got insulation on it, so it can keep the heat out. But I have bought one of these plastic containers and a cup. This actually says, not until I have drunk this. So I got that because where I go, they give you paper cups. And there's no need to use a paper cup if you've got a real one. And they have a sink. So I guess they don't know how to wash up. There'll be some like rule for hygiene going, well, you need to have a paper cup because you could catch diseases off of these. And people don't like drinking out of other people's cups. See, I bet you never thought when I live stream I'd be able to talk so much rubbish about paper cups and listeria. So are you safe from, I guess you are safe, from like the fires in Australia? I mean, is it as bad as they're saying in the UK? Like, is the whole of Australia on fire, or is it just parts of it? I did ask Trevor about that, and I was saying, is it a bit like this country where they complain about flooding everywhere, but they build more and more houses on flood areas that are at risk of flood? Because in this country, you could build houses pretty much anywhere you wanted, but they choose to cram them all together in tiny little spaces and in areas where they flood. So I'm thinking, where you live, fires are a natural occurrence. Do they put like barriers in? Oh, that's good. Nice to know you're safe. But do they like dig out barriers, like soil areas, I suppose with the winds, it's not going to really matter, is it? I mean, if you've got those embers blowing in the wind, it's quite frightening living with the fires like that. Nowhere to go. Because we saw a couple that had tried to escape in their car, and their car had caught fire, and they died. It's sad. Well, 18 minutes past 9 in the morning. I guess I'm going to be here one day just going back home. Because what are we at? 18. Looking at. Oh, it's not going up. See, the train should normally be here now, this minute. Let me put you over this way. That man's gone now. There was a man standing over here at the doorway. The Greens made that illegal. Oh, that's brilliant. What? So you're not allowed to build in areas where there's fires? That is fun. That is, you know what I mean. I know what I mean. Yeah. I do think Australia tends to have a lot more sense than the UK, and you're less tolerant of stupid people over there. And I was talking to my children last night about how much the UK's changed since I was... That's another high-speed train going past at 30 mile an hour. It's ridiculous. Yeah, how much the UK has changed over the past 50 years. And if I live to 100, brilliant. Oh, back burning illegal, right, so not about building. What about ploughing? Like, are they allowed to dig it over or anything? So I suppose so that's the thing, back burning sounds like a clever idea. So I would presume that means you've got a lot of dry, weeded areas, so you do controlled fires. So it's illegal to do a controlled fire, but it's fine just to let it naturally burn and then destroy all the homes and places, yeah? So it's not such a good idea then, is it? Zero idea. Yeah, it's like here, where they'll build houses and spend millions of pounds on flood defences rather than just building houses which are above the level of the floods. It's like, why? And our train service here, this is the worst in the country. And they're always doing time. And a lot of it's health and safety, and I understand you don't want train workers on the tracks. But, they're shutting them down for the whole weekend. There's like no trains, and you'd be like, yeah, I can deal with that. If, it's too windy. If it meant you got a regular train service afterwards, but you don't. So you keep getting different shots. How cool's that? Look. What about that way round? "12 minutes. In Australia, they call health and safety OHS. Come on then, what is an OHS? Try not to get anyone on this camera. Hang on. It's a bit difficult because someone's been sitting on this. Is that kind of a rude name for someone then, an OHS? You put the wrong one in.
Get the right glasses on.
I'm sometimes trying on the wrong side. Trying to get in through the exit.
I hope it's not cancelled it out for the return journey.
No, there's been a lot of delays, but we've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We should be all right. I don't mind too much because I've got to get off at Stevenage and then have to wait half hour for the next train.
Oh,
So
well, so
just
10
means
minutes
10
is
minutes
neither
here
here
instead
nor
of there. Yeah.
Well, it makes no difference to me. I'm not on a tight deadline. So.
I really feel sorry for people that have to do it and be at work on time, because I did 3 months before Christmas, and I mean there was times where it's like 4 hours. I mean that's a long time, isn't it? 4 hour delay, man. That ain't fair on people, is it?
I mean, it was chaos at one time, wasn't it? Oh dear.
And they've cancelled the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah, the second one.
Oh, I've had some nightmares. You know, I went to Blackfriars, all the trains to Sandy cancelled, and
Yeah.
I ended up. There was a King's Cross train 1:31 in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm arriving at King's Cross at 11 o'clock. I thought,
Yeah. Whereas I'm only going to Hatfield, and it takes time I walk from my house about an hour and a half to get to Hatfield. You can do it's only 35 minutes like on a little moped, you know, a little put moped. But yeah, and the thing is, getting work's difficult round here, because if you want to go to Bedford, it's difficult getting home because the buses stop quite early, don't they? Like 7 o'clock.
exactly.
And it's about £8 something a day now on the buses.
Yeah, because I've done that. I've got a Bedford, lucky before the last,
Yeah.
taxi to the bus station and then a bus to.
Yeah.
out
And
here.
cars are no alternative either, because if anywhere you go, unless you're going to those out of town retail parts, but even them they say, oh, you can only stay for 2 hours. I mean, when I go shopping, I'm out a whole day. I'm like going something to eat, wandering around the shops. If I got,
I know. Yeah.
it's a strange place, isn't it? We live. Yeah. But yeah, they gave me a taxi from Stevenage one day, £41 they paid. And I said to him, just give me 20 quid and I'll phone my mate to pick me up. No, we have to send you in a taxi. So it's that kind of ridiculousness. You know, look, you could just give me £20, I'll be happy. I'll go to McDonald's and eat some food or whatever, some junk food, and get a lift home.
Yeah.
Those taxi drivers must be making a fortune in Stevenage. Yeah.
Right, I think I've got another sit down.
Yeah. See you later. What type of... That's an exciting question. Death metal, you're really pushing the boat out, aren't you? What kind of coffee do you drink? I am not really a coffee drinker. I used to like coffee, like Nescafe Gold blends back in the 80s. I think it's because I was sucked in by the advertisers. I'll get back to you on that one. I do have some at home that I use. It's not a well-known brand, but yeah, tea's my favourite, only because that's all there is to drink. I just like caffeine. If it's got caffeine in it, then I'm happy, even though it makes my skin sore. Oh, blimey. That's what... This is the problem with having a wire. It's like knocks the wire. Let me put that down. There we go. Can you see the sun? Look at that. Yeah, PG Tips tea bags I used to like. They're not very strong anymore. That's the great thing of being old or older. You can moan about how things ain't like they used to be, which is true in a lot of ways, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff that I love. I think I'd have liked to have been born in this era. I think I would have fitted in, but I wouldn't fit in one from in 50 years' time. I dread to think what the world's going to be like. And all the millenniums are running the government. My kids, oh my God. It's all about my own kids running the government. Or maybe they won't act like monkeys in there, or chimpanzees as we call them. For your safety. Oh, that's nice. I'm extra safe apparently because I'm being recorded on CCTV. I think we should go and brave the wind for another 10 minutes. We're going to have a look. Let's go and have a look at this bridge that they haven't looked after for years and now got to spend an absolute fortune on. All for the sake of saving a few pots of paint. This is cool, look at this. This has lasted forever, this machine. Remember when these went in, and this was like when LCD screens were like, I think it's LCD. Yeah. When LCD screens were the first things. Oh, it's getting windy. We only had little trains, like 4 carriage trains, and then we're going up to 8, and up to 12 now. But not all the platforms. Oh, they're putting a lot of cables in. It's a bit riotous. I don't even know what that word is. Riotous. How about quiet? It's very quiet down here, Seton. I suppose you're going to have an... So it looks like they're... Zoom in a bit for you. So they're taking all the electrics out. And I think, looking at that, they're putting in new... That looks like new cables in that. It'll be interesting to see what they do. What do I like? Right, let me put this backward face again. What do I like about them? I think the anticipation is kind of exciting. There's a lot I don't like about balloons, but that wasn't the question. I could be an MP, couldn't I? Or someone from the political parties. What do you like about balloons? Well, the sun is out today and it's lovely and warm. I like the colours. There we go. That's a better, isn't it? With the sun in my face. I like the colours. So my favourite part of them would be creating things with them, the models, and also the look on other people's faces. Because most things in life now, people are like, want bigger and better, but balloons are just balloons, aren't they? If you give someone a balloon and they're like, oh, thanks, and they're really happy and cheerful. I mean, some people don't like balloons very often, but in the majority of the cases, people are like, wow, thank you. Especially the kids, they love it, don't they, the kids? And you can't be giving someone a balloon and go, don't pop it. No, don't pop that balloon. Do you know how long that took me to get and blow up? And they're multi-purpose as well, aren't they? I mean, you could fill them up with water, rice. You can make like banging balloons if you put rice in them. I mean, I've been doing my YouTube channel quite a while now, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with a balloon video now? I mean, how many times can you just sit there and blow a balloon up? But there's always something different to do. I mean, I don't know how many. It's like so many combinations. So yeah, And I like that squidginess, you know, when you get a balloon, you're like, and that squeaky noise when you, oh, I wonder if that's on tonight. There's a video that I did the other day. Did I do it on my mobile phone? I did it on my live stream, didn't I? In the abandoned warehouse, if anyone watched that. But I've took excerpts out of that, and that's what you've been watching all week, little pieces of that live stream edited to make it more yummy for you. I'm doing the squeaky noise, how they look. Oh my goodness, how do I say that word? Your name, I'm really sorry. If it's Polish, you don't say the Z, it's a V. Shall I try? Anastasia. How's that? Anastasia. Good morning, and how are you? I'm afraid you've come right near the end of the stream today. I was going to do it a bit later, but my train was delayed. That's nice. Not this live streaming is really uncomfortable for me because I'm not used. I don't like people watching me. I like you watching me on here, but in public, you know, when you're standing and you've got. And you've got people over there fixing the bridge, and you've got somebody down there. And I moved down here because there's loads of people turned up now for the train. So yeah, I feel really, really anxious, if that's the word. And I suppose 99, I love that, 99.999% of the time, nobody cares, but there's always a chance that someone's gonna come up and say something, and you know, I can deal with that much easier than someone just not saying something to me, you know, who's uncomfortable with me recording around them, but don't say anything, just like or tutting or huffing and puffing at me. But I'm going to get used to this. I'm going to do this tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out tomorrow between, what time would we say? I think about this time I should start streaming tomorrow. No, about half an hour from now. So, what time are we at now? Yeah, so 10 a.m. in UK time is when I'd probably start streaming. And I will bring some balloons with me tomorrow. And what am I going to do with them? I'll leave that as a surprise for you. I won't be popping them. You have to remember, I've only got one arm. Look, are you ready? Look, I've got one arm up there. Look. All right, where did you live in the UK then? Leeds. Oh, here comes another little train. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Leeds. I've kind of stayed on the east coast of the country. I've been down, you know, I've gone down south, like St Austell in Devon. I think it's Devon. I've been to Plymouth, Southampton, you know, all round the bottom. I've never been further north than. I wonder whether Chesterfield is the furthest I've been north. I do plan on going up to Scotland, so that would be fantastic. Oh, and in a few weeks' time, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to bring the footage back when I've been and done the holiday, but I'm going for a short couple of days break by the seaside, so you can have some nice balloon videos by the sea. I'm not going to do any live streaming, and I'll put some videos up over the weekend for that. because obviously you don't want to ruin your holiday spent. Well, it's not ruining it, you know. It's work. I don't want to be working. So what did you like about Leeds? Is Leeds like a big city then? I'm sounding proper dumb now, ain't I? You know, is it like massive? Because I live in a really small town, and we're just cramming as many people in it as possible. Oh, here we go, look. It's why I shouldn't play around on railway tracks, because I didn't even hear that until it had hit me. So I am going to have to go now, because I need to go to the toilet. And I'm not live streaming from in the toilets. It's a little bit bigger than my city in Poland. Do you know what? When I was a lad, I'm a loser up here. My granddad used to go to Poland and Yugoslavia. I don't think it's called Yugoslavia anymore. But yeah, he used to go there with a company called ICL. So I think that's International Computers Limited, something like that. And he went there and he was fitting all the computers, like the mainframe computers, and training people on how to use them. This is in the days with punch cards and things. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. I've only got one like. I'd love another like. Does that sound really bad? I'll be back tomorrow, alright? I'm so glad everyone enjoyed the chess stream. See you later, yeah? Gonna go and do my English course now. Bye.